There's so many there's 1, 2, 3, 4 tripods. Okay. Welcome or welcome back to the Side Quest Kitchen. It's been a very long time since I've made a recipe. And for the most part, the main reason was because I wanted to edit and put out all the recipes I had already recorded before continuing to record more so that it didn't pile up and I get overwhelmed, which I did anyway, so I guess it really didn't matter. But I did put out all the recipes that I've recorded already, so I am happy about that. And I still have been cooking. I've just been not recording it and kind of just being in my own zone. So this recipe I definitely wanted to record because it's a step up from the first version that I did, The Legend of Zelda Meaty Rice Bowl. So the first version that I tried was the regular meat and rice bowl, which I used ribeye. And for that version, I was just testing things out and I smoked it, and then I smoked it to like about 120, 125, I think. And then I covered it after I pulled it out of the smoker and let carryover heat bring the temperature up a little bit. But even though it got to the temperature of medium rare, which I like my steaks, when I cut into it and when I plated it for the photo, it did seem a little bit pink red pink, more red than pink. But I liked it. It was good. I just feel like for the photo purposes, didn't match as well as I would have liked it to, because in the photo, all surfaces of the meat that you can see is brown. None of it's pink or red. So it's minor and it's probably shouldn't care about it when you're eating something that you enjoy. But I'm trying to recreate the photos. So we're going to try better this time. And there's going to be no pink and no red. And this time, instead of using ribeye, we're going to step it up a notch. And like I said, oh, I didn't say, we're stepping it up a notch to the cheesy meat and rice bowl. Because the first version that doesn't have the cheese is kind of, it's not, I wouldn't say it's dry because the meat was tender, but it could definitely use something. So that photo got a lot of attention and a lot of love on Reddit. I posted it on Reddit in a couple of different Zelda subreddit pages, and a lot of people really liked it and really enjoyed it. And I've gotten a lot of requests for more Zelda recipes, and one of them was the cheesy version. And so with the cheesy version, I decided to step up the grade of beef. I'm doing the prime version. And for the prime version, we're going to be using short ribs. We're going to be using English style cut short ribs. I looked and Costco did not have short ribs, so I obviously knew that I was gonna have to probably buy it online. And I looked around and I felt like this company, the photos that they had of the meat that they were selling were believable. They weren't like, they didn't look fake and they didn't look AI and they didn't look, I don't know how to some of the photos that I saw of other companies selling meat online were just like, I don't want to buy from your company, which they might sell fine products, but this one, just at first glance, it sold me. So this is, I forgot the name of it, the Wagyu something. So not supposed to be, it is Wagyu short ribs, but it's not like A5, it's not like highest grade. Is this one that I got, which I didn't have a choice of selecting it. I don't remember, I don't think I did, but this one is B1 short ribs. So they're still Wagyu. Like I can see the marbling, and when I open them up, I'll show them. But not only is the meat like packaged really well and looks really good, they sent a handwritten thank you card and the Wagyu shop, that's what it is, the Wagyu shop. So thank you for your order. We appreciate your business. Visit us again soon. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your culinary experience. Signed, the Wagyu shop. So I thought that was really cute. And a lot of companies that you shop at these days, especially online, don't do that. So yeah, that was cute. Okay, so first we need something to drink. And today the first day, actually it's not the first day because I've put out recipes that I didn't drink I can't speak. Maybe I do need a monster. I put out recipes that I didn't drink a monster in the beginning of, but today is going to be a little different. I already drank my monster and I don't want another monster. So we're going to make a drink. And I'm using a pre-made clarified melon cocktail that I made off of, I can't remember his page, but I've been following him and looking at a lot of his recipes, and he has really interesting cocktail recipes. And I followed his clarified melon, kind of like melon soda because you top it with tonic water, but clarified melon with shochu. So that's the main alcohol is shochu. And once you put all of the ingredients together and you make it in the method that he explains, then it's pretty much, I wouldn't say shelf stable because I've been keeping it in the fridge, and I do think that eventually it will go bad, but you probably will drink it faster than it will go bad because it is very good. And I tested 2 different varieties of melon for this, and the first one was regular honeydew melon, and then the second one was golden honeydew melon. And the golden honeydew melon was good, and it was just a little bit more on the sweeter side, but I like the flavor of the regular honeydew melon. So about 4 ounces of it. I think that's, from what I remember, I've measured it before, and I think that's about 4 ounces. But look at, that's not enough for another cocktail, so we're just gonna put it in. And then I'm just using the Fever Tree Premium Tonic Water. I'm holding it right here because I decided to try and use my other camera, which just sits in the background doing nothing, as expensive as it is, to record a different perspective instead of straight forward like my phone is. So hopefully this brings a little bit more diversity and a little extra to my videos. But yeah, so initially when I first made this, I was using Fever Tree's tonic that was the yuzu and lime flavored. That one was really good. But the regular tonic is also really good, mainly because the clarified melon cocktail is really good. Okay, first things first, we are going to make the cheese sauce. And what I didn't do was shred my cheese yet. So for the cheesy meat bowl, prime meat bowl, gourmet meat bowl, any of the meat bowls that are the cheesy version, you need Hateno cheese, which I just so happen to have. And then you'll need meat and rock salt, of course, and Hylian rice. So the rice has already been in the back here. It's already been cooked. I got some questions. Actually, you know what? Never mind, it was for a different recipe. So I already cooked the rice. It's in the back here sitting steaming. And we have our short ribs here. And we have rock salt. So let's start shredding this cheese. Shredding this cheese because I feel like this is going to take a long time and going to be annoying. Okay. I also would like to, I've officially announced her already, but this is the first video that I've recorded since getting our new baby. And, oh, well, that was very attractive. She just burped. She is the most gorgeous, beautiful baby ever. And she had some problems when we first adopted her, from anxiety and a lot of what we're thinking happened at her previous home, trauma. But she's adapted just fine. And yeah, this is our little baby. Yeah, her name is Paisley, and she's a very big Boston Terrier. I'm not used to it. Bella was probably like half her size. But yeah, so here she is. Yeah. Okay, so for the recipe that I was using as a guideline to make this, they used 2 cups of Jarlsberg cheese and 1 cup of Gruyere cheese. So that's what we're going to do because the end result looked really good. And I couldn't find, there was a specific cheese that I was looking for that I ended up not being able to find to make like a creamy cheese sauce, but this will be also just as fine. See, if I was doing it more, if I did it wiser, I would have unwrapped all of the cheeses first before starting the video so that I could just be like, yeah, this is Hateno cheese. I don't even know what that was. Okay, this first one. Okay, so this is Jarlsberg. Jarlsberg. Oh, I can tell the difference, yeah. The Gruyere are square and these are like triangles. We probably should cut the rind off. Is this? I think this is not the rind. I think this is cheese that the rind was peeled off of, which is why that texture is on there. I don't want to waste any cheese if I don't have to. I don't think I've ever used or tasted Jarlsberg cheese. Here we go. Try not to cut myself. I feel like that should be fine without having this last top piece on it. Okay, let me check to see if we are in focus. Did I just spill that? Oh. I don't know why when I drink something I always have to tilt it. Oh, so good. Okay, so oh, this is gonna be way more than I need. Let's do this one. One of these is probably 1 cup. Ah! If I don't need to use that hard part, oh no, I don't. Gosh, so much. Okay, way more cheese than I needed. Cool, 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 cool. Right. There's cheese everywhere. I need a bowl. This is way more cheese than I need. Dang it. I don't know how much 1 cup is. It's probably too much. That's gonna do. Now, for here we go. The Gruyere. This one does look like it still has the rind on it. Okay. Gruyere. Shouldn't have done that. As some of you may know, I am lactose intolerant. And this is not lactose-free cheese. Okay, that was a lot. That's enough. Because it's 2 cups of Jarlsberg, 1 cup of Gruyere. Now, are you serious? I don't know why it does that. It stopped recording and I can hear the camera shut off. And I don't know why it does that. Probably one of the reasons why I just never bothered to even use the camera, but it's set up and we're here, so. So, for the sake of not having to use the actual stove, I broke out my tabletop camping, whatever have you, grill that uses the butane. So we are going to first melt a quarter cup of butter. A quarter cup of butter. Oh, it's hot. I'm standing in front of this. And once it's melted, you add 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour to make a roux. And you want to let the butter and the flour cook for a little bit to start to cook out some of the floury, raw flour flavor. Then, let me reach this hand. Little by little, you'll want to add 2 cups of milk. And you definitely want to add it little by little. It'll start to clump up. But if you keep adding it little by little, it'll smooth out and it'll be fine. My arm hurts. I'm going to save a little bit of this milk for the end after we have put the cheese in. So here we are going to put it on low. Salt and pepper. What the heck happened here? What is that? What is that? I wonder, oh, I think it might have been the roux might have splashed out. This is MSG. I'm just gonna put a little bit in there. I've been liking using it. And then rock salt. Salt. Okay, now we will start to add the cheeses. Okay, now for this one, Gouda. Oh, dog crumbs. Let's add this milk because it's becoming very gummy. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe more milk. This does not look like the recipe that I was using for inspiration. Wonder what I did wrong. It actually might work better though. Is this on? It might work better because for my photo, I need the cheese to not necessarily spread out really fast so that I could take a picture. And this looks like it might stay put, especially as it cools down, which, oh, that's hot. Which it will do. I mean, it'll still be warm when I plate, but for now, I mean, look at this. I wonder why. Well, You can use your own cheese sauce if you have one that's better. Okay. We'll cover this and set it aside. Well, now that's kind of hot still. We will set this aside. Put all these away. Clean the area. Let's move on to the meats. Oh. Okay, so we have 6 bone-in. Let's get some paper towels. 6 bone-in short ribs. So we will pat these down and trim them up. These look so good. And I forgot to mention, but when I ordered these, they shipped literally the next day and arrived the day after that. I can't remember the last time I had short ribs. A long time ago. Okay. So we'll trim these. By trimming, I mean we're going to take the bone off. Oh, this one's a good one. Perfect. Okay. So with these bones, we will not waste them, and we will cook them and be able to eat all of this extra meat that's on the side here. But I will do that on my own time. That is not what this recipe is for. And we will trim these about a 1/2 inch, like so. Okay, we are done, and our meat is sliced. Okay, we will, oh dang it, took my gloves off, took my gloves off, because you're supposed to season it. While we season it, we will get our pan roaring hot, because it should be cast iron, to get a nice sear. We'll season these. Let's flatten them out first, if I can. I don't think they'll all fit in one layer. Okay. And if we need to, we can just season it as it's cooking in here as well. We're just gonna render this a little bit. Okay, let's turn the fan on because it's gonna get smoky. Maybe this wasn't the greatest idea to cook this straight over no fan, and the fan is over there. For the sake of not setting off the fire alarms, I think I will move the pan to the stove so that it can go straight up into the fan, and we'll come back when they're all cooked. So we're back, only to show you that all of the ingredients are now cooked. So with the beef, I continued to sear both sides. After it's done, per the recipe that I followed, they took another pan after they were seared on both sides, and they put and an unspecified amount of honey in the bottom of a nonstick pan and seasoned it with some what looked like pepper, which I assumed it was about a quarter of a cup. I added about a quarter of a cup, but then it looked a little scant, so then I added a little bit more. And then I seasoned it with pepper, and then I also seasoned it with a little bit of Sansho Japanese pepper, and that was it. And so I let that come to a boil on the pan, and then after it boiled a little bit, I added the beef to the boiling honey, and I cooked that in the honey for a little bit until it started to thicken and turn into like a light glaze. So, but yeah, and then I have the rice here, which is also nice and steamy. So we have all the ingredients, which leads me to the fact that you probably saw this here the whole time, but in the photo, there are green little leaves that are surrounding, here's the bowl that I'm going to use, that are like surrounding the back of the bowl. And from my knowledge, because I've been to Japan, to me, that looks like perilla leaves or shiso leaves. And that's what I have here, shiso leaves, which I really love. And they are in this container because I bought these shiso leaves don't even remember when I bought them. That's how long ago it was. Maybe about a week ago. I think it was last weekend. And they've been in the fridge ever since. And they started to, you can probably see they're getting a little bit black. They started to get really limp. And they were darker than they are now, but I decided to like trim the ends and put them in the water to see if hopefully they'd liven up. Because if they didn't, I would have, for the sake of the photo, had to have driven another 40 minutes out to the store that I bought them from to get more. But I think they're good. I think they liven back up enough to look decent in the photo. So with that being said, the cheese needs to cool down a little bit. And I'm also going to plate it off camera because with the cheese possibly running as fast as it will, do you need to go outside? She's got her face behind the curtains, looking out into the window, into the backyard, and like kind of crying. So yeah, because of the possibility of the cheese spreading faster than I would like it to, doing it on camera would not leave me a lot of room to plate it with you watching, then go to get my phone for the camera to take the pictures. And yeah, I'm just gonna pour it on there really quick and snap the picture as fast as I can. And then we'll be back once I've taken the photos. So the last thing I will say is in my last meat bowl, because the bowls in the photos are almost V-shaped, they're like a Japanese style, I think it's like a ramen bowl actually, that are like V-shaped, very wide and very deep. When I plated it, it's obviously you can see the rice that's domed, the meat that's on top. People at Reddit were saying it looks good, but unfortunately looks like way too much rice for one sitting. And they would be correct. But to avoid that, I don't know where I saw this or how I know this. If you have a bowl that you want to use or a plate or anything that you want to use for like food photography, or maybe in general anything at all, and you need it to look voluptuous and above the rim of the said bowl or plate, then you can use another plate or something on the bottom to lessen the area that you have to fill with whatever you're filling. So for me, I put this plate in the bottom of the bowl that I used in the regular meat and rice bowl, and what looked like an entire bowl of rice was literally only this much up to the top. So not much at all, actually, like a perfect amount. So yeah, there's a little trick. But so I'm gonna let the cheese cool and plate everything, and I will be back after pictures.